I'm Nightingrills, and I'm gonna show you what it takes to survive a coastal landscape, one of the most dangerous places on Earth. I'll be battling the wild waves of the Indian Ocean, foraging for food in dangerous waters, and surviving the perilous rays of the Australian sun. I've been brought in by boat, and I've landed in the Indian Ocean, just off the West Australian shore. I've been caught in a rip and have to swim parallel to the shore before coming into the coast. I've arrived safely, but I'm not out of danger yet. The first two things I want to do is 1. Try to find my whereabouts, but it's not looking good. However, I can see a headland and a stack, 2 key landforms in a coastal landscape. And the second thing I need to do is find some food. I wasn't able to find a stick, so it's bare hands for me. When you're lost, it's important to remain patient, because this can take some time. I found some fish and put it in a pile. I almost ate them raw because I was so hungry, but I was confident that the weather would improve and I could cook it later. There's always a temptation to lose hope when you're lost, but I've found that given some time, things can turn around. I've moved further up the coast to search for signs of life. The sun has come out and I've found clearer waters. The sun is so hot here in Australia that I've completely dried in 1 minute. The Australian sun is so hot that now I'm sweating from all the humidity. Now, one of the dangers of Australia is the sun. And if you're not careful, the heat from the UV rays could quickly lead to sunstroke, which could then lead to death. And so I've got to be careful whilst I'm out here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix some water and some sand, and I'm going to try smearing it all over my face and my arms so that I don't get sunstroke. Here goes nothing. You gotta do what you gotta do to survive this terrain. Now I've climbed up this sand dune to find out my whereabouts, and I can't see civilization anywhere. Now, 2 key facts for you to know when you're trying to survive a coastal landscape. Number 1, there are many landforms, and one of them is a sand dune. And sand dunes are great to climb to try and find out where you are. Number 2 though... Wow, I do go on. As you can see, there's a fly on my face, but I push on through so I can teach you about sand dunes. Is that we must take care of our sand dunes, because if we don't, and we destroy the plants that hold these mounds of sand dunes together, then they can be destroyed, blowing the sand out and creating blowout dunes. Now, I've been trying to start a fire for the past few hours to cook the fish that I caught earlier, and this is the result. Oh, that looks good. And I also found some rare ocean bed potatoes and cook them up too. Here goes nothing. Oh, it's quite salty, but it's good source of protein, and you gotta do what you gotta do to survive out here. In Australia, the sun goes down so quickly that it can take you by surprise. That was ridiculous. I'm scared in the dark. It's pretty dark outside, and I've got to get some sleep. I found some sand and I'm just gonna lie down. Because as we know in Australia, there's nothing really dangerous here. What was that? I had a really bad sleep last night, and I think I had a bit of diarrhea. But it's important to keep pressing on. Rubbish. This is one of the saddest things of all my adventuring. We need to be taking care of our environment. We need to throw away our rubbish. I'm growing sick and tired of this terrain. But I'm gonna go back in the water and try and find civilization somewhere else. In my years of survival, I've developed an impeccable sense of direction and never swim the same part of the ocean twice. I'm sure to find civilization and the bath that I so badly need. I feel relieved. I can see civilization on the horizon. The Australian terrain with all its terrifying nocturnal animals, pesky flies and salty sea potatoes has tested the limit of my skills at survival. Next time on Nightingrylls, I'm going to be dropped onto the surface of the moon with nothing more than a bag of oxygen and a hunting knife. Tune in then to see how I survive. Hello? Ready?
Yeah.
Ready? Yeah. What are you doing? That's too disgusting. I've actually got nothing. My mouth is moving. Blah 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 blah. Blah 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 blah. Blah 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 blah. My name's Nightingrylls, and I'm about to show you how to survive in a desert landscape.
Desert landscape?
Coastal landscape.